Hey everyone, I have a quick little update for you here. I was kind of debating on whether or not to do this one because I am expecting about 5 things in the mail, and they're all really good things. My next update after this one will probably be the best one. But I have some things here that I haven't shown yet that I just recently got, so might as well show because I don't want to make too long of a video. I don't want to do too many things because, like I said, my next video will be probably my favorite one. So first I'll just get this out of the way because it's not a record, but it's a cassette of the Lemonheads' "It's a Shame About Ray" on Atlantic in 1992. This features the singer-songwriter Evan Dando and Juliana Hatfield. So great 90s alternative album that had the hit song. It had Mrs. Robinson, sorry, the cover of Simon and Garfunkel's song, which I think Lemonhead's version is much better. So that's what I think. So it's not to the record. Some cool things here. First is Dazzle Ships by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, or as they're better known in some countries, OMD. This is on Virgin. This, so, OMD is pretty much known as being an 80s pop stars with that song If You Leave, which was featured on the Pretty in Pink soundtrack, the John Hughes 80s film. But before that, they were just a kind of a dark and very atmospheric synth pop band. And the singer Andy McCluskey I think he's one of the greatest singers out there. Unfortunately, their input doesn't really. People don't really look past their later 80s input. And this is a band that was once on Factory as well. Their first single was on Factory. And this album's pretty crazy. This was their experimental album, and it sold horribly. It was very self-indulgent of them. Which probably explains why they went on to start doing more overproduced pop after this album. But this is a really crazy, great album. I mean, it has a song called Silent Running, which is pretty much in my opinion, it's a reinterpretation of Atmosphere by Joy Division. And the vocals very Ian Curtis-like, but better, because he's more of a crooner, I guess. He's probably a better singer, but so this is a great album. This is released in 1983. Okay, next, let's see what I want to show next. Okay, this is a great obscure power pop album from the 80s. I love like Southern United States power pop from the 80s, like Let's Active and R.E.M. and early R.E.M. and Let's Active, bands like that. This is the band from Atlanta who had some success in Georgia, but never really broke out. Their first album was on DB Records, the great Athens-based label, but this one is on A&M, so they had a big deal at least. But it's they're called the Swimming Pool Cues. This is from 1984 on A&M, like I said. Really cool power pop. Alternates between female and male vocals, but the female vocalist is very unique because she reminds me of a 60s. She has like a 60s British folk voice, like that kind of style. That's how she sings, and it's interesting to hear that with this like guitar pop music. So yeah, I'm not really sure. It's called the Swimming Pool Cues, but I'm never really sure what the cues means. I thought maybe it could be the questions. I'm not really sure, so I'm just gonna stick with cues because that's how it's spelled. So, but really cool and cheap too. Got it for really cheap. This is a band on one of the many labels I try to collect, Cherry Red, and it's the band's called Mood 6, and it's an EP called What Have You Done? What Have You Ever Done? Now these guys were a UK-based kind of neo-psychedelic indie pop band. For some reason, all the research I've done on them, they kind of get looped in with the mod revival for some reason. I don't know, but this is pretty cool. Kind of like that ecstasy side project. What's it called? The Dukes of the Stratosphere, kind of like that. But yeah, this is from 1986 on Cherry Red. So, where's that? If you ever see that, that logo right there, get it, because it's an awesome label. Okay, lastly, the best thing that I've found here. This is another label that I love to collect. And as many of us on here, like Stefan73 and Anthony Infinite Groove, you guys like this label? And this is Anthony's favorite band, so it's Ride, the Today Forever EP. Now, in my opinion, this is the best thing that Ride ever released. Out of all their albums, singles, EPs, whatever, live albums, whatever, this is my favorite Ride release. 1991 on Creation. I don't know, it's just the song. They're just really well-written songs with the shoegaze style. Ride were always really good songwriters, and they're not shoegaze as in like My Bloody Valentine, where it's just like these waves and noise. It's more like it's not as heavy as that. It's just really great guitar. Slightly echoed guitar with great vocals, harmonizing male vocals. So, but anyway, I think that's all I got. I can't remember, but so I have some other things I'm going to show my next video. So look out for that. And thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.